Hello, my name is Connor. I'm a massage therapy student in Austin, Texas, and I passed the MBLEx 2 weeks ago. And I'm going to talk about how I did it and my suggestions for anyone who's studying for it right now. And I'm going to start off by saying something that might seem redundant and obvious, but study the materials that you've been given in school. My school supplied me with almost everything I needed to know. I scoured the internet during the time I was studying for the MBLEx, trying to find some sort of niche information or some clue that would ultra prepare me for the MBLEx, but I never really found it, and it really just came down to doing the work, drilling it in, and just studying what I've been given. And when it comes to the things that you study, I think that the most important things were the AOIs. If I could tell anyone anything, it would be AOIs, AOIs, AOIs. The actions, origins, and insertions are the most important thing that I was able to drill into my brain. I used the Trail Guide to the Body, which was given to me by my school. I love this book. It has been my best resource I've had throughout all of my studying, and I'm going to be using it during my professional career as well. And the reason that AOIs are so important is because the MBLEx is going to have questions that regard scenarios and injuries you've never been exposed to, never learned about. But process of elimination, being armed with the knowledge about AOIs, I was able to make the best educated guess around these scenarios that I before I'd never heard of, but I knew the muscles that might be involved, and I was able to use, once again, process of elimination to make the best educated guess. My next suggestion would be to lean on your support network. The guy who I considered the smartest student in my class, I leaned on him all the time, constantly going to him with questions, as well as my teacher, who I was always going to with questions. Whenever there was something that really stumped me and I couldn't figure out, I would go to them and I would lean on my support network. And finally, the thing that I did was I took the AMBP practice exams. The practice exams are probably the best thing I did to study, because when you take the practice exam, at the end, it shows you the category of things that you got incorrect. And so if there was a pathology that I didn't understand, if there was a medication I knew nothing about, hot, cold, ethics, massage modalities, if there was a category that I got something wrong in, I would write that thing down, write down that disease, write down that area of the body, write down that bodily system, integumentary, endocrine, and I would literally just use Google to search the categories of things that I didn't understand. Now, I had all the information I needed really in my book, but if I couldn't really quickly find it, I didn't really know where to look, I would just Google it. Really, it's that simple. So I drilled in the AOIs, I did the practice exams, and I leaned on the people around me. And my final suggestion would be plan the MBLEx about 4 or 5 weeks ahead of time. That's how long I did it for. It gave me enough time that I knew the goal I was moving towards, but I had enough time to really parcel out my study sessions and not be cramming at the last second, which I'm usually more inclined to do in my life. That's how I did it in college. That's how I did it in high school. I was always cramming last second. But with the MBLEx, I scheduled it ahead of time. I knew I really wanted this, and so I was able to properly study over time and just let it all seep in really by osmosis, and ask questions to my teacher that I was seeing that I got wrong on the practice exams, and I passed. I didn't think I would, but I passed. And I really wish that I hadn't spent so much time being anxious about it, because I was prepared, and here we are. So, to all future MBLEx takers and massage therapy students, I say good luck. You got this.